Alright, so as many of you know, I live here in the United States, and the vast majority of you actually also live in the United States. About 70% of my viewers or so are from the United States, so there's a pretty good chance that you know about the presidential debate and obviously the upcoming election here in 2020 that will determine who holds presidency for what we can all assume to be the next 4 years. It's been a complete mess of an election cycle. There's been a lot of crazy things going on in the United States over the last year or so. I mean, if I really had to get down through all of the dirty, just terrible things that have been happening, man, it really has been kind of a rough year to live in the United States with everything going on. Feels like a very insecure year for a lot of Americans. You know, people living paycheck to paycheck more than ever they already were, in the majority anyways. People struggling to survive because a lot of people, they are unemployed right now or they're not making enough money to survive. There's the constant threat of war breaking out with Iran or North Korea. There's been all these protests and everything going on as well, and it's just been a rough year, I think we can all agree. So when we know that the presidential election's coming up, you're going to see a lot of things hit the news cycle. And there's going to be a lot of things being said about pretty much all of the candidates because that's what happens. There's a lot of, real information about them and a lot of misinformation about them because that's how the cycle works. It really is a war of words, if that makes sense. But the war of words that we saw on stage in the first presidential debate, I think most people can agree was just absolutely abysmal. I mean, oh my God, man. So it was called a presidential debate and it was just anything but, I have to say. It was just two old men yelling at one another about completely irrelevant points. And I know this video is going to make a lot of people mad because there's a lot of really diehard Biden supporters who are upset that I'm, saying that he got talked over by Trump for the majority of the entire time and that the entire thing was ridiculous. And then there's going to be a lot of Trump supporters mad that I'm saying, yeah, basically he stayed off the point a lot and was talking over Biden the entire time. Basically, I'm just taking a dump on both of the candidates because they both kind of deserve to have a dump taken on them this time around. And that's going to upset a lot of people. I really don't care. And, it is what it is, man. So it was pretty high tensions for a presidential debate especially. There was some name calling even. Joe Biden literally called the president a clown in front of the entire world. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny. I didn't expect Joe Biden to call this man a clown on global TV. I'm pretty sure the debate was actually, globally streamed. It was a horrible debate. I mean, through and through, it was just bad. Both sides just failed in pretty much every major category, I think. When it comes down to Donald Trump, he spent a lot of the time trying really hard to kind of talk over Joe Biden and to try and, I guess, bully the moderator Chris Wallace, I believe, into basically allowing him to speak. And for the vast majority of it, it actually pretty much worked because Chris Wallace could not pull this fucking debate in to save his life. This man was getting completely ran over by these two. It was just pitiful to watch. I mean, people were mad when the idea of Joe Rogan actually getting these two together and moderating a debate was even, mentioned. But there's no chance that Joe Rogan would not have been a better moderator than Chris Wallace. That was just fucking pitiful. But Donald spent a lot of the time, once again, talking over Joe Biden. He made some very odd points. One of the big points that he made to kind of, bolster himself was the fact that he, quote-unquote, brought back Big Ten football. I mean, the whole debate was funny. I can't lie. It was funny, but he took a lot of shots at Biden's kids, too. That was pretty big, too. He helped make it a really personal thing going on. And yeah, dude, there was basically one point where, they were trying to stay on topic about whatever was going on. And Trump basically just is like, yo, by the way, Joe, your son was a fucking loser. He didn't have a job until you were the vice president. You know what I'm saying? Your son kind of sucks, you know what I'm saying? And of course, Joe Biden had no idea how to react to this, right? Because he's getting talked over the entire debate. He's getting kind of made to look beta, I guess is a good way to say it, because Trump is just fucking dominating him when it comes to being louder. Then you got Joe Biden, oh, he's a good boy. My son's a good boy. And it's literally just two old men fucking yelling about literally something you'd hear at two drunks at a Buffalo Wild Wings bar on Sunday. It's just so stupid, you know what I'm saying? You could have literally heard half of that presidential debate sitting inside of your local Buffalo Wild Wings watching the Pittsburgh Steelers and Las Vegas Raiders play, you know what I'm saying? It was anything but a debate. I've honestly heard more intelligence be spewed between YouTubers beefing on a live stream than I did between the two people that we've basically picked in this country to be the fucking next president. And that's what leads me to my next point, right? How are these the two that we get to pick from. Okay, I don't care about your political beliefs. I already know Trump fans are typing 4-paragraph essays. You know what? I'm getting real sick and tired of it, Optimus. You're just a fucking liberal SJW. And then you got Democrats over here. If you don't vote for Biden, the world's gonna fall apart, bro. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit, but they're just doing it against different party lines is all it really comes down to. And they both showed their asses. I don't care what anyone says. They both showed their asses. They both failed to stick to the points very well. Neither of them seemingly convinced many people outside of people who already had their support that they were going to be the good candidate to vote for. It seems like the vast majority of undecided voters like myself who watched this were just fucking terrified. Like, these are the two people y'all got me picking between? Are you serious? Like, I get to pick between 1994 crime bill that literally has been the problem that like 95% of America's issues are really based on today socially, and Joe Biden, or I get to pick between I brought back Big Ten football. You know what I'm saying? I get to pick if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Or I get to pick between it's really cold outside, we could use a fat dose of global warming. You know what I'm saying? Those are the two picks that America boiled down to. Out of 330 million people, the two people we get to pick between, this is the shit that they say and do. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of people are like, oh, but bro, you can always vote third party, which yeah, you can vote third party, but the problem is like 97.5% of the people who vote in the election are literally just gonna vote between Republican and Democratic political lines, which is, I think, the dumbest shit ever. People don't actually vote for candidates, which is something I just simply don't get, right? Like, you have the right to vote. You actually, realistically, you have the duty to vote. Like, you're supposed to vote and, you know, do your civic duties and whatnot in order to keep the country functioning and to make it better. And, you know, you get that privilege, that opportunity, and you choose between shit like it's fucking American Idol, instead of actually trying to vote for people that you like, for political beliefs and ideologies that you like. Now, at the end of the day, I don't care who you vote for. If you want to vote for Donald Trump because you think he did a good job in those 4 years, that's fine with me. I don't have an issue with that. I know a lot of people think that you're a fucking horrible human being if you want to vote for Trump. I really don't care. If you want to vote for Joe Biden because you think that he's going to be the antidote to whatever Trump did to this country, and you think that he's going to come back to politics and just fucking fix everything, then you know what? More power to you. Go ahead and vote for him. If you want to vote for Libertarian candidate Joe Jorgensen, or Green Party's Howie Hawkins, or any of the other third-party candidates, I also don't have a problem with that, because at the end of the day, people's political beliefs are something that they have the right to. And I think it's fucking stupid that people expect everyone to vote based on, you know, those two major political lines. And in reality, that's a lot of the problem that the country actually has. Your mentality isn't, hey, let's get the best candidate possible so we can have the best president possible. Your mentality is, hey, this guy says things that are against the guy I don't like, therefore I'm voting for him. Do I know his policies? No, of course I don't. Do I even give a shit about him? Probably not. But he's not that guy I don't like, so therefore I'm voting for him. That's such a fucking short-sighted and stupid way at looking at voting. When you look at other countries, like let's take a look at Germany, for example, okay? You know, in Europe, it's pretty similar to the United States in all reality. You know, a lot of the same ideologies and whatnot. Pretty good ally of the US. In the 2017 German presidential election, 6 parties got more than 2% of the total vote. 3 parties got above 10% of the votes. In the United States, that just simply doesn't happen in presidential elections. Most people will vote Republican and Democrat, and then, you know, you'll get like, 1.1% of people who vote maybe Libertarian or Independent or third party in some other way like Green, something like that, right? You never see that much like diversity in the voting. It just doesn't happen. It's not possible. Well, I mean, it is possible, but people here, they don't like the idea of there being more than 2 parties for some reason. Even though the majority of people in the United States don't even actually identify with either of the 2 major political parties. Like, a lot of people, I think, don't even realize that you can vote for somebody other than the 2. And while most Americans will look at this debate between Trump and Biden and be like, holy shit, you know, like the real gravity of this situation starting to settle in, you're still going to see everyone basically vote for these two because it's a political game. It's not about who they want to be the best president, who they want to be the best leader of this country. It's simply just to make it a, hey, I voted for this person. Am I a better person now? Do you like me more? Did I beat the bad guy? That's all it is. So, you're probably sitting here thinking, oh, Optimus, bro, who are you voting for, right? Who are you voting for in the presidential election? Well, I'm just going to come out and say it right now. I will be voting for Todd. This young man likes cheese. You know what I'm saying? I like cheese. You like cheese? He's probably down for belly rubs. He probably likes to go on walks. Who doesn't like belly rubs and walks, bro? I'm voting for Todd 2020, and that is my formal endorsement for President of the United States 2020. Todd is a good boy, and we will be getting him in office. So, like I said, this video will probably upset a lot of people. I really don't give a fuck. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch, add sub to Optimus, make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus. Well, just disappointed in the fact that we have more of these fucking debates coming, dude. And signing out.